Oh my god, hey, it's me, Loki, Maestro of the Dark. As of recently, I've decided to take up the task of putting up more shelves and organizing the monstrosity that is my doll collection. And you guys have been asking for ages, so let's showcase some of the girls. Today is very exciting as we're gonna be going through my favorite line in my entire collection. Everyone else can suck it. They can suck it up, I don't care. This is my favorite shit right here. We're gonna be going through my Skullectors. For those unaware, the Skullector line in the Monster High Collectibles is an IP collab line where they basically take other horror media or other media in general and make Monster High dolls with them. This is honestly the line that made me start collecting because it was a it's still a really cool thing to see your favorite horror movies now into a favorite doll. And I have a problem of I'm a completionist. So we've taken it really far. As of December 28th, 2025, the day that I am filming this, there's a total of 24 Skullectors in this line. Out of those 24, I own a total of 23 of them. The only one that I am missing is the one that everyone's missing, it's goddamn Pennywise. The 23 is excluding all the Wednesday collab dolls specifically. They are kind of Skullectors, but they're kind of their own separate thing. They are on this shelf. I do have all 4 of them, but we're not including those. Okay. Now I have taken it upon myself to rank them from my least favorite to my favorites, and this is gonna be extremely biased. If you do not agree with the placements where your doll is, I don't give a personally. I bought these with my own hard-earned money, so we're gonna rank them how I choose. Okay, let's put the Swiffer down. So without further ado, let's get into them, shall we? Last place, 24th place, Pennywise. F that. This list is extremely biased, honestly. But I do feel like most people will agree with most of my placements, honestly. Number 1, hands down, everyone's gonna agree on number 1, which is a bold statement, but everyone's gonna agree on number 1. If you know the Skullector line, we all already know what is number 1. But let's start with number 23. She's actually all the way at the top, only because she's one of the most recent ones, and that is this ugly Edward Scissorhands. Everyone give it up for Edward. No. So this is a collab with the Tim Burton movie Edward Scissorhands, and let's give her a peek. How does her box look? Oh, she's a sleeved. Let's do a reveal. She's so ugly. She's so ugly, guys. I'm sorry, she's so ugly. So let's just talk about the gripes. First off, she's so basic. She's got really no discernible personality. I do appreciate that she does have an original sculpt for her face and original sculpt for her hands. By original sculpt, I mean that they deliberately made a model for this doll. They didn't go and use a previously made one from another character, which is something that they did with the earlier Skullectors. Now, if we just look at her face, she's kind of pretty. She's got something going on, but just everything else about her is just awful. She's got no painted detailing. She's got a basic outfit. I don't understand what the tulle skirt is. This hair is just trash. What's with the giant bow, bruh? Talk about the elephant in the room, AI background. Miss me with that. My biggest personal gripe, listen, I would have been so apologetic about every detail about this doll if she was just a boy. I don't think Monster High quite understands that they have an affinity to like disregard male characters, which like, listen, statistically, it makes sense. Boy dolls do not sell as well as girl dolls. But for the adult collector lines, make a goddamn boy doll. Monster High makes some more mansters. Stop gender bending. Okay, we're done with Edward. We're done with her. Second to last place. Place 22. Wah, wah. So this is the David Lost Boys Skullector. Let's open her up. Honestly, I actually love her face. I actually think this like monster vampire detailing on her head is fantastic. Everything about her face is incredible. Everything else, a little questionable. First off, once again, make a boy doll. What are we doing here? Make a boy doll. But even if you're gonna gender bend this character, what's with this ugly cat suit? Why does she have a one piece on? I think this doll overall was like really poorly received because not only is it like another gender bent doll, the detailing is not that great. It's also for a movie that like, I love The Lost Boys. I think it's a great movie. But when we're comparing it to other like really big IPs in this line, such as like Dracula, Gremlins, Elvira, The Lost Boys isn't really up there. She's kind of at the bottom tier. Honestly, this doll would have done numbers if it was a boy. Yes, we're gonna establish a lot of gender norms in here. Ooh, this is a very contentious doll, I feel. So 21st place, she's in our middle shelf over here. Ooh, 21st place we are giving specifically to the Beetlejuice doll. Now, for those who are unaware, this is actually one of the few Skullectors that has two different variations. This was the Beetlejuice doll that was released in coordination with the Beetlejuice movie, but we already had a Beetlejuice doll, which she's ranked differently on the list. The Beetlejuice doll, I want to say, was like the 4th ever Skullector release. Like, she was very early on in the Skullector line. And then they later re-released this doll in outfits based around the ones kinda sorta based around the Beetlejuice movie. Here's the thing. This is a doll that suffers from like, it's just a printed on suit. Like, there's no actual like sewing or anything involved. Like, there's no major detail on Beetlejuice here. Love the ruffled shirt, but like, how far can that really take us? Lydia, she's cute. She's fine. It's just a tulle dress. We're not reinventing the wheel with these two. Something that also affects like my opinion of the dolls is how the dolls were released and things related more to the production aspect of it rather than the doll itself. So this one does have a very negative connotation. I think a lot of people feel this sentiment because she was actually one of the few Amazon releases. And every single Amazon drop has been. Listen, if a doll is sold on Mattel Creations and Amazon, perfect, more accessibility, sure. When it's only sold on like Amazon, it always does terribly. Ooh, okay. I like made this list 20 minutes ago and I still like, I'm like shocked, like, oh, I can't believe I did this placement. So in 20th place, another very contentious doll, our doll of a doll, Bride of Chucky. I mark Bride as Chucky as probably one of like the early downfall signs of the Skullector line. This one, when it was being teased, had so much hype around it. People were so excited about the idea of a Tiffany and Chucky doll. But once again, one of the most disappointing aspects, let's open this up. It's a girl! As you can see, we do have Tiffany and Chucky. It is a double pack, which was a smart move on their part, but a dumb move is, let's say it together, Chucky should have been a boy. Not to mention overall is that like, they're pretty plain. Like, these could have been really extravagant dolls, but they're like subpar. We have like a printed bloody emoji dress for Tiffany. We got just like these like printed overalls for Chucky. Like, they're like fine. They're like fine at best. But it's just the fact that like everything once again would have been forgiven if Chucky was just a boy. They have grown on me. They like are a little bit more like, my opinion of them is not too terrible. I do like all the original sculpting that they did for the dolls. It's like, they're boring and girls. Why? Stop. Normally we're supporting women, but not right now. Okay. Next up on the list, I did rank her low. She's all the way at the bottom shelf, but I actually have like a pretty decent opinion about her. Our lovely Squid Games doll. Aww. Let's open her up because honestly, I do really like this. I think, is this our only doll based on a TV show? It is. I actually think this doll is really well done. I think she's really cute. The details are like actually really meticulously planned. I do love the printing on the dress. I love the cute little socks. For once, I'm not mad about an object heel because it kind of makes sense as a shoe. It's the helmet for the little like, I've never seen Squid Games. As an in-the-box collector, I do love when they display the dolls in box in like a fun, quirky way. So her being like her head turned around, that's pretty I'm pretty into that. I do think she is a really well done doll. The issue is that she just doesn't make sense for the line. This was a doll that like no one was really expecting, and when she like came out, no one really cared because she was never gonna hold up. She was a doll that was released at a marker that Mattel decided that like the Skullector line wasn't just gonna be like horror IPs, that the Skullector line is just gonna be like all of their like fanciful like collector dolls, which was a dumb decision. Mattel, if you ever see this, that was a really stupid decision to do. 18th place. Corpse Bride. Now, don't get me wrong. She is really pretty. She is a very pretty doll. She's very cute. I just think this was another doll similar to Edward. Corpse Bride was one of those dolls that this was a doll that was being designed by fans for years. When Monster High like even came out back in 2010, this was a doll that fans were creating and designing themselves. So the fact that like when we actually got an official collab, it was just kind of like, okay, it ruins the opinion of the doll. I do love the actual skeletal details on her. The fact she does have a skeleton arm. She actually has like molded on rib cage like in her dress. I love the MAGA earrings. That's really cute. But like she should have been so much more. And also AI background. Let's stop it. Let's not do this. Okay, 19th place. Now we're getting to the part where like there's a lot of places that we can move them around. It's really just not like personal bias. This one is a doll that I like. I'm just upset about the variation of the doll. Next up is our Addams Family doll. Now listen, honestly, a Morticia on Wednesday 2-pack for an Addams Family Skullector doll kind of That's a cute idea. I actually do think they're really cute dolls. Like this does actually scream Addams Family. I do think I do prefer this Wednesday doll to the Wednesday collab dolls with the Netflix series. They just are, you know, and they have like a presence about them and I do appreciate that. Just the main complaint about this doll is like what we could have had. This is an Addams Family collab that was based specifically on the cartoon version of the Addams Family and not the original cartoon from the early 2000s, the cartoon that's come out in the 2020s. Which, don't get me wrong, they're not terrible movies, but as far as all the iterations of the Addams Family you could have chosen from, that's not the one that we wanted. Not to mention, like, a Wednesday Morticia pack, cute. It should have been Morticia and Gomez. We want more boy dolls. Once again, say it with me, it should have been a boy. Next up, now this is a weird one. I like what they did with her box. I hate how big the box is, but it is a really cool gimmick for someone who is an in-the-box collector. Next place, 17th place, 17th, right? Next up in 16th place is Annabelle. So Annabelle, like I said, I do really like the gimmick of her doll. How do I open her again? This is adorable. Are you kidding me? The fact that it looks like her little doll case from the Conjuring movies. She's the only Skullector that's actually like not standing up. She's sitting down. It's like she's displayed in a box. And I think that's really cute. She also, every single Skullector doll comes with a like certificate of authenticity to say like, this is a real doll. Hers is also like a do not open, the warning thing for the box, which I just think this is so and as someone who is an in-the-box collector, this is all I can hope for from any of my boxes. The fact that like I can display her in a box and not feel like subpar about it. She's not like wowing me. She's cute. Don't get me wrong. She's very cute. When I bought her, I was like, okay, yeah, like this is nice. But I'm also not like, wow. I hope we don't get any more like Conjuring themed dolls. I don't want a nun doll because it's just gonna be once again kind of like Annabelle where it's like, it's fine. All right, this one kind of pained me putting it so low on the list, but I'm gonna say for all of them. It's the Skullector. Now, honestly, I do think that these are beautiful dolls. Like they are so good. Like the model designers for this doll ate it down. The fact that it does look like the character and the actress, the fact that they even got her birthmark in her eyes. Are you kidding me? Lupita Nyong'o, this is her in doll form. Like this is so incredible. And the fact that they actually got textured hair for the dolls. This is an outstanding doll specifically for the dedication to the craft of creating a beautiful black doll. The doll is pretty plain as far as like it goes, but also like what else could you have done with her? This is one of those ones where like she doesn't have a lot of detail, but also like they made the doll. Like there's not much more detail they could have added besides like more blood. Next is just a personal opinion. This one is one of the ones that like I can't let myself be biased by. I love this doll, specifically because I love this movie. I do own 2 of her. Next up is Megan. This is a doll that we got like spoiled like months in advance to her ever coming out. And when she finally came out, she's cute. She did what she had to do. She's fine. She's very much in the similar vein as like the Us dolls where it's like, what more could you have done with her? Like she's just like in a dress. And she is one of the few that I have 2 of. The reason I have 2 of her is because of the gimmick of the doll. So here is Miss Ma'am out of box. She's got the lovely blonde hair. She's got a cute little stature. The dress flows out really nice out of box. She has the stupid little Furby like purse. But you may be noticing her face is a little awkward. And that's because, ooh, okay. Honestly, I do love that gimmick. That is actually a really cute thing. And honestly, it makes the doll so much more dynamic and so much more interesting. The fact that you can just like have her face and then have this like little robotic counterpart, that's no, yeah, I do just really like this movie. I hate Megan 2.0. That's a really bad movie. But Megan 1.0 is a really good one. This is a very well done doll. It did what it needed to do. What place are we in? We're at 13th. We're getting there. We're halfway through. Probably one of the most divisive dolls for like if people actually like her or not. Hocus Pocus. Now this was very exciting because this was our first ever triple pack. Up till now, we'd only ever had double packs or single packs. So the fact that we got 3 dolls in one, I remember being so scared for how they were gonna price this. Because the prices up until that point, a single pack doll was like $65 and a double pack was $100. So I'm like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do like a $150 doll? I think she was like $125, which honestly, not that bad, especially for such a high, like probably expensive IP, such as a Disney one. Honestly, this is one of the ones that like, it does hit the mark. Like these are the Sanderson sisters. I'm not a big fan of like all the gold belting and detailing. Like it is a little much. And I know a lot of people were saying that they're very brightly colored, which is the reason that they don't like them. And I do understand that critique. A lot of people were disappointed with these dolls because they came out shortly after like Disney put out their own collector Hocus Pocus dolls. And those were less saturated and more detailed. Bad timing for Monster High personally, but they have schedules, I understand that. This is also one of the dolls that people say don't look like Monster High dolls. And I do kind of understand that argument. One of the appeal with this collector's line is that these are famous horror IPs that are turned into Monster High dolls, but sometimes it's hard to draw the line of like, is this still a Monster High doll? Is this still a Monster High style, or have we taken it too far? This is one of the ones that does push the line of like, they're more Ever After High dolls than they are Monster High, which already like is a thin line between those two IPs. But like, if we made them just a little less saturated, they would have been like Monster High dolls. Now, getting back to the OGs, we have Beetlejuice. Like I said earlier, she was one of the earlier dolls. She was the 4th one ever released, I wanna say. So she's like all the way back from like 2021, because back then they only released 2 a year, and she was pretty I didn't realize at the time that her hair was up in the box. Like I never touched her. This is how she came. We got like decent fabrics. We got nice detailing in all of them. Like they are solidly like pretty okay dolls. These ones I'm happy to look at. The Beetlejuice ones, I could have given a about. Do I wish, once again, let's say it, take a shot every time I say it, Beetlejuice should have been a boy, but it's okay. At this point, we didn't know that boy dolls were even an option. Like the first ever doll that we got was Pennywise as a girl. So like, honestly, if they didn't want to make boy dolls, they should have never given us one. Number 11, we're almost at the top 10. Now this one holds a very special place in my heart, even though she's in 11th place. And that is because she's actually my most recent addition besides Edward, but whatever. Our Shining dolls. The Grady twins were one of the first 2 dolls ever released. Pennywise and the Grady twins were released at the same time on the same day back in 2020. And their drop was atrocious. This was a highly anticipated drop. And so they sold out and it was like, and for the longest time, this doll was worth several $1,000s because just no one had her in her collection. But a couple months ago, Monster High, for the anniversary of The Shining, re-released this doll. As you can see in this top corner, this box does say second release, because this is not an original 2020 doll. This is a 2025 re-release. Aww, they're just white women. They're just girls. They're like fine. They're solidly, it is like one of those like crazy things that I'm like, oh, I've always wanted to add them to my collection. And then I get them and I'm like, they're just girls. They're just fine. Like they're okay. Honestly, for this being one of the first dolls ever released, they're pretty One of my minor critiques for this doll is like, if we take a look at like the packaging art, they have this like really long, beautiful, thick, like brown hair. And then you open it and you're like, oh, like they put in a bob. Like that curl is tight. 10th place, we're finally in the top 10 and it is very exciting because we finally get to see our first ever boy doll, Nightmare Before Christmas. So this was a crazy drop because the thing is, up till now, like this Skullector's was for like Monster High fans and it would garner some outside attention via people who were like fond of the IP that the doll was a collab with. So like the Dracula doll came out, people who liked Dracula were also like, oh yeah, that's pretty cute. But like people mainly kept to their own. It was mainly still Monster High fans who were getting the dolls. This was a very big deal because not only did it attract Monster High fans, it attracted Disney adults. And Disney collectors are no joke. Like I think doll collectors are crazy, like in general, but Disney collectors, like they're holding a gun to me. I got every single one of these dolls at their drop when they were released. This is the only doll that I did have to buy secondhand because I actually missed her. When she released, I didn't get it. It sold out before I could. They are really cute. Honestly, like these are really adorable. As far as like bringing Sally into Monster High, I do think they did a really good job. Jack is crazy. This is a completely new, like nothing reused from any other dolls because they couldn't. They didn't have a boy skeleton doll up until this point, so they had to make all the for him. This is another one of those dolls similar to the Hocus Pocus dolls actually that like, is this a Monster High doll or is this like a Disney doll? Like there's a very thin line between like, we've maybe taken it too far, specifically with Jack, because like honestly, this is not a Monster High doll. Sally, she's maybe going to Monster High. Jack, this never gone to school. We were in 8th and 9th place, and honestly, if I was being like even more biased, my top 3 would have been all this doll. But for 8th and 9th place, we are putting our Elvira dolls. Honestly, the Elvira doll is probably my favorite doll of all time. Not specifically this one, the next one that's in 8th place. This is our 9th place. We're putting the Elvira Mistress of the Dark doll. I just love Elvira. Like genuinely, Cassandra Peterson is one of my role models in my life. This doll specifically is based on the outfit that Elvira wore in the Mistress of the Dark movie, in which she is performing in Vegas. It is a lot more covered than her original outfit. I think one of the complaints, like the only complaints I've ever heard of for the Elvira dolls is that like they're too conservative, but also like it's Monster High, I get it. Moving swiftly on, let's showcase our original Elvira. That one is only put at a lower place compared to this one because like this is just classic Elvira. Like this is the Elvira outfit. This is the Elvira character. I believe she came out like right before my birthday. Like it was like the best gift I could have ever received from myself. This is who my makeup's based off of today. 7th place is an interesting position. This is another doll that I do have in and out of box because I do appreciate her a lot. But that is the Barbie Skullector? Now this is a very interesting collaboration because it's the only collaboration that is with another IP owned by Mattel. This is a Skullector that is taking Frankenstein from the original Gen 1 Monster High and putting her in the original 1950 outfit of Barbie. Here's her in her lovely little swimsuit. She's such a beautifully designed doll. Like, she is so cute. But why show you her in box when I could show you her in person? I did end up buying two. Originally I only bought one and then I bought a second one later just because I wanted to put her in this beautiful dress. Like, this is so, like, she's so pretty. Once again, less is more with her. She definitely is a standout compared to other Skullectors, specifically because she is not like a horror IP, nor is she like an original doll. This is like Frankie. We know Frankie, we love her, and it's Barbie. We know Barbie, and we've just combined them. Now, our Universal Monster dolls. Dracula. This is another disappointing one because should have been a boy, whatever. But I do think this is a really well-designed doll. This is also a really weird case because we actually do have a Dracula doll who is a boy. He came out during Gen 2, but he's kind of like silly. He's not like a... He's not well done. Like, this is really well designed. The fact that she's completely grayscale except for like accents of red, this is incredible. This is very well done. I do have a soft spot for the Universal Monsters, so this is just a really well, sleek designed doll. She's giving very Vampira, honestly. Like, we have a lot of vampires in Monster High and a lot of iconic vampires, so it would have been very easy for Dracula to kind of get lost in the mix, but I'm glad that she does stand her own still. Now we are in the top 5, and this was really hard to gauge. 5th place, we're giving to one of my personal favorites, Miss Greta Gremlin. This is a Skullector based off of Gremlins 2, the new batch, specifically based off of the Gremlin who took female hormones and turned into a baddie. Yes! I do think she is so cute. She was our 3rd ever Skullector, I want to say, and she does have like all original sculpting. She has an original head, original hands, she has sculpting on her legs. They put in the works when making her. Honestly, they peaked doing hair right here. Like, they have really not met that match since they made her hair. And the fact that she's one of the few that actually comes with a little pet. She comes with a little gizmo. Are you kidding me? 4th place is only above Greta simply because of like a lot of personal bias. The Bride of Frankenstein. Specifically because this is our 2nd and only other boy doll. Yeah! I'm sure Monster High was put in a really weird position of the fact of, I'm sure they would have loved to gender bent Mr. Frankenstein here, but like they technically already have. That's what Frankie is. So I feel like they were probably forced into a corner of they're like, we kind of have to do a boy doll. Now, he does look a little funky. He is one of the ones that like, he kind of doesn't look like a manster. He doesn't look like any of the other boys, but I'm kind of glad about that. One of the few times I love an object heel, the heels for the bride are like little ballerinas in a jar, which were the experiments from the movie. Bride of Frankenstein is one of my favorite films of all time. Our top 3, keeping the train going with our Universal Monsters, is Miss Creature of the Black Lagoon. Up until our 1st place doll, this was the doll that I marked as having like one of the best sculpting ever. Like, she ate this up. She is that. She knew where she was coming from, she knew where she was going, she knew who she is, and she is the one. A lot of complaints with her, especially compared to the other 2 Universal Monster dolls, is that she's very brightly colored. Everyone kind of liked that the other 3 were very like muted grayscale because it's very akin to that of the monsters from their movies. This one, they upped the saturation tenfold, but like, it's green, so I'm okay with it personally. I just think the molding of like, these legs, those aren't legs, those are shoes. That's the arms, those aren't her arms, those are gauntlets. That's like, this is just really cool. Her hair fins, those are just accessories. Now, 2nd place, specifically for personal bias, I love her so much. You knew she was coming if you knew the dolls. We have our final of the Elvira dolls. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So the other Mistress of the Dark doll actually came out after this one. This was an exclusive doll for the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con where you could only get her if you were at the Comic-Con. I was so worried I was never gonna get my hands on this doll because I can't afford to go to Comic-Con. The average person cannot afford to go to Comic-Con. The fact they gave her all new sculpting for her face, she's winking, that's really she's just so pretty, and honestly the purple is so much better than the painted on silver that we have for the other doll. She's so pretty. We have made it all the way. You knew she was coming. You knew that she was gonna be number 1. She's been here the entire, oh, she's actually not on camera. Our 1st place, the doll I deem the best Skullector and damn dare I say the best Monster High doll ever. It goes to, drumroll please, Alien! happened. Yes. Yeah. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Stop. This doll is listen, I don't even care that her box is so big, cause oh my god. I don't even think I need to explain, like, this is a doll that actually like transcended the Monster High community. Like aliens fans, horror fans, like everyone was talking about this goddamn doll. Cause look at her. Let's look at her. Cause you know damn well I bought two. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? Look at this. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at her heels. Are you kidding me? This is disgusting, bro. You had to drag every other doll you've ever made through the mud. You have to tell everyone else in this line that they have to go home. You can throw everyone else away. Like, honestly, I don't know if they're ever going... Yes, Diva! I don't think we can ever top this doll. The fact that she is like all original sculpting, like they did not reuse a single asset from a single doll ever. Everything is meticulously planned, meticulously detailed. The fact that like we've made it like glare, that like this is a visor and it looks like the Xenomorph's head. I love this doll. She has a moldable and posable tail. Are you serious? Like there is a conversation to be said with a lot of the Skullectors when it comes to their more like poor design choices. It's not just Mattel making these decisions. It is a conversation that is being held between the two IP holders of like, it's a conversation of the designers at Monster High and like the Chucky creators and the Megan creators and the Frankenstein creators. They get a say as to what the doll looks like because we are borrowing likeness. It's a two-way conversation. So that probably does play a part in where Monster High may want to do more. They just can't because of what the IP is allowing them to do. Shout out to the Alien creators, because you guys created history. You guys let the designers and the Monster High team do their thing, and it paid off. It paid off. The fact that you put out this doll and then you put out Edward immediately after, girl. The fact that the two most recent Monster High Skullectors are my first and my last place is telling. I love Monster High. I will buy all the Skullectors that they put out. I have not missed a doll drop in several years, as you guys can tell. But I'm of the opinion they should not put out Skullectors unless they're at this quality. They have unfortunately set a brand new precedent for themselves that like, they need to match this. And honestly, they probably aren't. They really hit it out of the park and honestly, they can't find the ball. Well, thank you guys for watching me show off my dolls. But honestly, we are just getting started. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this. Like, we have a lot more dolls we need to go through, okay? That's gonna be next week. All right, catch you later, cuties. Go buy a doll, go be fun, go do something.